This practice is, I think it's a lovely little flow. No great big surprises. It's a flow to get us going again, although I expect you've all been practicing over the last couple of weeks. Yeah, we don't really need, I don't think you need any props. You could have a brick handy for a little bit later if you fancy, but it's not essential. And we're going to start the practice lying on our backs. Knees bent, feet standing on the floor. Arms just relaxed by your side. Taking a few moments to offer your body to the earth. Just allow the force of gravity to do its work for a few moments as you settle. And you notice what you've arrived with on your mat this evening. How are you feeling? How do you feel in the body, in connection with the floor? How's the quality of your breath? And is your mind racing, or are you experiencing some stillness there? It's all okay, it's all good. Such a relief to be able to welcome whatever shows up into our practice. And I'm going to leave you for just a few more moments to settle. The option, as always, of maybe choosing an intention for your practice by asking yourself the question of what's brought you to the mat. Why are you here? And invite that intention right into the body. Softening all the tissues of the face. Shoulders, the chest, the belly. And I'm interested at the beginning of the physical practice to invite an awareness in of what's going on with the pelvis. So just for now, just noticing the back of the pelvis against the mat, your sacrum, a sense of your hips. Maybe your pelvis feels super heavy, or maybe it feels buoyant. Or maybe you're more aware of the right side of it compared to the left. And then slide the left leg long. The right knee stays bent. And beginning to make a really strong footprint with the right foot. So you're pressing the right foot into the floor. And then releasing. So we used to do this in classes in the river room a while back, although I taught it slightly differently. I want you to continue with this, really pressing the right foot into the floor until maybe you begin to feel the right buttock peel off the floor a little bit. Then you can release it back down again. So these are very micro movements. And the left leg, incidentally, is relaxed and the foot is just flopping out to the side. And you know, we'll all be different with this. You may find that all you can do is peel the buttock off a couple of millimeters, but some of you may begin to peel the sacrum, the back of the pelvis on the right-hand side, a little bit off the mat, and then release it back down. So you're not forcing anything. And with time, some of you may find that your lower vertebrae and even maybe some of your mid vertebrae begin to peel off the mat. Maybe even feel the ribs. And so you push into the foot to peel yourself up, and then you release yourself back down. What we're looking for here is a degree of awareness pouring into the right side of the pelvis and the right side of the body, so that maybe you become more attuned to how the pelvis connects the legs with the spine, the legs with the upper body. Try and be very soft. Okay. Just doing one more and then sliding the right leg away. Just observing if you feel any different on either side of the pelvis now. So with this kind of very subtle movement, not everyone's going to notice very much. So don't worry, doesn't matter. But some of you may become really tuned into the side of the pelvis we're working on. So now bending up the left knee so the foot's on the floor and allowing the right leg just to relax. Fantastic. And then when you're ready, making that footprint with the left foot. So you're really pressing the foot into the floor, almost as if you're trying to push your foot through the floor. And don't be in a hurry to come as far as you can go. We just take the buttock up a tiny bit and then release it down. And keep going, you know what's coming now, just let you explore this side. Be incremental every time you press down. Maybe peel a little bit more of the left side of the body off the floor. And breathing freely. Being aware if you're gripping in the jaw and the face and the shoulders, and inviting softness into all of the body other than the foot that you're pressing into the floor. What do you observe? That's all you need to ask yourself. What do you notice as you do this on this side? Can you maybe peel a little bit higher up the spine towards the ribs, or maybe less? Can you feel the weight in the pelvis? Okay, so just doing a couple more. And when you're ready, sliding the left leg away and lying flat for a few breaths, just to feel the body.
I'm fine, dude.
Good. I'm going to mute you, Judith. Just it's all right, unless you need to ask a question.
No, that's fine. Sorry, I didn't realise.
I didn't realise either. Don't worry at all. I thought I'd muted everyone. No worries. Wonderful. So placing your feet together now, legs long, and sliding the right foot up the mat inside the left leg. And when it's come as far as it can go, allowing the right knee to fall out to the side. So it's like doing a tree pose on the back. And we're really feeling into the right hip now. And then gently place the right foot back on the floor as you lift the knee. And push the right foot to the far right-hand corner of your mat. Leg is long. And then slide the right foot up the outside of the mat, as far as it'll go, and then allow the knee to drop over the body to the left. So we're internally rotating the right hip here. Be very gentle. And then lift the knee and slide the right foot back to where it started by the left foot. And that's all we're going to do, few rounds. So we start by sliding the foot up the inside of the leg. Allow it to fall out, the knee to fall out to the right, external rotation of the right hip. What do you notice here? And then lift the knee, foot on the floor. Push the foot to the far right-hand corner of the mat. And then slide it up the outside of the mat. And drop the knee to the left across the body, internal rotation. And continue like this, bring both feet together. And ask yourself, do you prefer the internal or the external? What sensations do you feel? What resistance do you notice? Be quite slidey glidey with the movements. We're not forcing anything. This is more of an inquiry. Just taking a couple more rounds on that side before we take the movement to the left. And this is actually excellent for anyone who has any stiffness in the hips or just irritation in the hips. It's a very gentle way of lubricating the hip socket where the thigh bone moves around in that socket. Wonderful. And then when you're ready, just feeling both legs extended. And then you can take that practice to the left. Start with both feet together, slide the foot up the inside. Yeah, you know what you're doing. And again, always with that question of whether it feels the same or different on each side. Great. Keep breathing. I'm just taking a few more rounds on the left. This should feel like quite a soothing beginning of the practice. It's time to continue settling as we repeat nice simple movements, as well as tuning into how the body is this evening. So completing the round that you're on, and then coming for a moment to lie with both legs extended. Really soften the belly and the pelvic floor as you just rest here now. We're going to meet on all fours. You choose your way. You might like to take your hands behind your knees and rock from head to tail. Or you might like to roll over to one side. There's no hurry. And we meet in an all fours position. Make sure your knees are under your hips and your hands are under your shoulders. And I'm going on a lot about this at the moment because I'm doing all of Pete Blackaby's classes online, but I want you to imagine that your neck begins in between your shoulder blades, which in muscular terms, and the activity of the muscles that move the neck, that is kind of the case, even though we don't think of that part of the spine as being the neck vertebrae. And with that in mind, begin now on an inhale to draw your shoulder blades together as you open the chest and the throat. Your belly will dip. And then bring your attention to the tailbone for the exhale and draw it down between your legs as you scoop up. And then continue. So this is just cat-cow, but we're differentiating between the way we inhale and focus on the shoulder blades, and we exhale and we focus on the sacrum and the tailbone, and the lumbar spine, the lower part of the spine. You can really bring your eyes into this movement. So as you inhale, you can slide your eyes along the floor and then up the wall or anything that you see in front of you, noticing how high you go. And as you exhale, peel your eyes back down and in towards your navel. Take a few more rounds, really delicious. And we're also engaging our abdominal core as we exhale and scoop the front body into the back body. Bringing this mobility into the spine and these gentle extensions and flexions of the spine. Okay, and then coming to neutral spine. And just gently making circles with your hips. Nothing complicated, quite free movement here. And then making those circles in the opposite direction, just freeing up the hips now. Fantastic. And then sliding the right hand away and the left leg away. And on an inhale, lifting the left leg and the right arm. And I want you to feel that you're being pulled through that left heel as you're being pulled forwards by your right fingers. And notice what happens to the breath. Can you relax the neck? Can you feel the strength of your abdominal muscles? Breathe. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, bring the right hand down, but drop the left foot just beyond the right foot and swivel that right foreleg behind you. So we come into Paragus gate posture. Making sure that your right knee and left heel are pretty much in line, or toes actually. And I don't mind if your left foot is pointing to the left or pointing forwards. And just lift the toes as you inhale. And as you exhale, your left hand is just going to slide towards the floor. Your foot might come to the floor. And as you inhale, you lift. And as you exhale, you slide. So what I'm doing here is making sure that you start feeling the side bend on the right-hand side without force. We're not trying to come forwards. Really keeping that right shoulder back. And easing our way into the right side of the body. And at some point you might like to bring that right arm into that movement. Feeling your way. Can you feel the right side of the right hip, the side waist and the ribs? And then you might want to stay for a few breaths, coming over to the left, if that feels all right for your right hip. And we're engaging our abdominal core here. Breathe. Really breathe into the right side of the body. Energize through the right fingertips. Wonderful. And then strong in the abdomen, inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, place your right hand down on the floor. Left hand to the hip. And it may be that this is enough for you. You can lift up the left arm. You can bring your left arm over by your ear as you press the left foot into the floor. Try tucking the tailbone under a little bit, pubic bone lifts. And some of you may like to pour your weight into the right hand as you lift the left leg up. And really push through that left heel, toes are flexed, as you reach through the left fingertips. And breathe. One more breath in, and then gently release the left foot down. And take your left hand by the right hand and gently bring yourself into a pigeon with the right knee forwards. If you need to come onto your back for pigeon, take your right ankle over the left knee and draw your legs in towards you. Just check over your left shoulder that your left leg is extended. And for a moment, come down on your forearms and relax the back of the neck. Relax the jaw and settle down into the hips. There should be absolutely no pain in the knee at all. Relax the shoulders, relax the back of the chest. And then draw your hands further, closer in towards you so your arms are straight. And I'd like you here to imagine this long neck again from the shoulder blades. And then following your eyes along the floor, gently lift and open the chest, head comes back. That's on an inhale, and as you exhale, follow the eyes all the way down and look in towards your navel as your head comes towards the floor. And inhale from the shoulder blades. Tune into that top section of the spine and then the neck. And exhale, come down. Take a few of these lovely rippling, moving pigeons. Looking lovely, everybody. And then inhaling, straightening your arms up, curling your back toes under and sliding your way back to a downward dog. And taking just a few breaths here to play around in your dog as you fancy. You might like to bend the knees a lot. You might like to try different positions of the hands, turning the fingers out a bit. You might like to dip your right hip towards the floor into a little twisty dog, allowing your feet to swivel with you. Just whatever feels delicious. And then we'll meet on all fours again and take that little sequence to the other side. So we slide the right foot away, the left hand forwards. And when you're ready, lifting the right leg and the left arm. And you need to press the left foreleg into the mat here, if you can, the top of the foot. As you reach behind you through the right heel and forwards through the left fingertips. And don't just hang out in the belly. I don't mean clench the belly in, but just be aware of the tone there. And breathe. And it'd be fine if you're wobbling a bit here. Take a breath in. And then exhale, left hand comes down and drop the right foot behind the left and swivel your way around in preparation for Paragus, gate pose. And we just start in that gentle way, inhaling, you're straight, and exhale. Take the right hand towards the floor. Don't worry if it doesn't reach the floor. And you can point your toes as you come down, flex the foot as you come up. So we're just feeling gently into the left side of the body. Introducing the arm movement when you're ready. Left arm over. Feel the hip, the side waist, the ribs, the shoulder. And at some point you might like to stay a little bit more static, tuck the tailbone under, lift the pubic bone. There's a lot of core strength required in Paragasana and gate pose. And this is a great preparation for triangle if you're someone who's developing your own home practice. Because we're really getting into the side body. It's great for the breath. Can you feel the left ribs, the left lung? Beautiful. Inhale, come up. And then exhale, drop the left hand down. Bring the right arm over your ear. And either stay here or pour your weight into the left hand and lift the right leg and push through the heel as you energize through the right fingertips. Breathe. And smile. Take a full breath in and then gently bring yourself to pigeon on the left. If you need to be on your back, left ankle over the right knee. And just check that your right leg behind you is straight. And come down on your forearms just to begin that settling into pigeon. And we're not necessarily looking for the foreleg to be parallel with the end of the mat. It's quite likely that your left heel will be close to or even touching the right hip crest. Breathe and settle. Really soft at the back of the neck and the chest. What do you notice about your breath when you come into this pose like this? And sliding your hands towards you, arms are straight. And coming to that sense of a very long neck and sliding your eyes along the floor and then up as you brighten your chest and your throat, inhaling. And exhale, come all the way back down. Look towards your navel as you drop your head. And come into a few of these lovely rippling pigeons. And pigeon's a fantastic pose to really examine, or at least feel into, the relationship between the pelvis and the mobility of the spine. Let's just take one more round. And then when you breathe in and come up again, curl your back toes under and slide yourself into a downward dog. And again, take a few breaths, have a little play around, whatever you fancy doing. Becoming quite quiet in the wrists and the hands. Really relax to the back of the neck. And then looking in between your hands, and either walk or step your feet forwards into a forward fold. And let's take a moment here just to drop the shoulders towards the floor. If you're able to straighten your legs, you can press into the feet and lift the sitting bones up, lift the tops of the thighs up and back. But it's absolutely fine if you need to bend your knees and curl over the legs. I don't mind. You choose your option here. And take a few really full breaths. And take your weight into the balls of your feet. You can take your weight into the heels and spread your toes. Just notice what's going on with the feet and the distribution of weight in this pose. Lovely. Now, inhaling, straighten your legs as you bring your spine parallel to the floor. Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, fold again. Navel to the spine. And inhale, come up again halfway. And exhale, pour forwards. And then from the pelvis, inhale and come all the way up, arms over your head. And exhale, hands to your heart. And take a moment to feel the body here. Inhaling, lift. And exhale, fold. Inhaling to flat back. And exhale, step your right foot behind you, bring the knee down. Inhaling, swing your arms up, your left knee will go forwards. Exhale, palms together behind your head, reaching towards the shoulder blades. Inhale, lift. Exhale, find your plank. Take a breath in. And exhale, drop your knees and roll all the way over the front of the body. Inhale, roll your shoulders to your ears and peel them back. Chest comes off the floor, head last. And exhale, come down. Inhale, curl your toes under, all fours, downward dog. Looking in between your hands, step your right foot forwards, the left knee comes down. And inhale, sweep your arms up as your right knee moves forwards. Palms together, exhale, hands down the back. Press the heels of the hands together. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands down. Lift the back knee and inhale into a standing forward fold. Exhale here. And inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhaling, lift. Exhale, fold. So be aware of your pelvis all the time we're moving in these sun salutations. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, right leg back, bring the knee down. Place the right hand on the floor and inhale, twist to the left. Exhale, find your plank. Take a breath in your plank and choose if you want to drop your knees or maybe you want to come down straight as a stick all the way down. Inhale into your cobra, your bhujangasana. Exhale, come down. Inhale to all fours. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right foot comes forwards, left knee comes down. Press your left hand into the floor and inhale, twist here. And exhale, right hand comes down, lift the back knee and inhale to a forward fold. Exhale here and come all the way up, inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, right leg behind you. Right knee comes down. Place your left hand on your knee and inhale, lift the right arm. And exhale, little side bend here as you reach over to the left, arm by the ear. Inhale, lift both arms. Exhale, find your plank. Take a breath in. Choose your way down to the mat. You might want to hover in Chaturanga Dandasana. Never take your shoulders beneath your elbows. Maybe take an upward dog. And we meet in a downward dog. Looking in between your hands, right foot comes forwards, left knee down. Right hand on the knee. Inhale, swing up the left arm. Exhale, side bend, bring the left arm over the ear to the right. Inhale, swing up both arms. Exhale, hands down, lift the back knee and step into a forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands down. Take a breath here, feel the warmth now, feel the circulation. And inhale, lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back with the left foot, the knee comes down. Inhale, arms up. Palms together, exhale, hands behind your head. Inhale, lift. Exhale, find your plank. Take a breath in and choose your way down to the mat. Choose whether you take an up dog or a cobra. Meet me in a downward dog. Looking in between your hands, step your left foot forwards, your right knee comes down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands behind your head. Press the heels of your hands together. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands down and then step forward as you inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands down. 2 more rounds. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, left foot comes behind you, knee comes down. And take a twist to the right. Inhale. And exhale, plank. Taking a breath in your plank and then exhale, choose your way down. Choose your back bend. Meet me in a downward dog. Stepping the left foot forwards, the right knee comes down. Take a little twist to the left. Beautiful. Hand comes down, lift the back knee, gently step forwards, forward fold. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Last one. Inhale. And exhale, fold. Remember to breathe. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, left foot back, knee comes down, right hand to the knee. Lift the left arm up, inhale. Exhale, little side bend. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, plank. Take a breath in. Choose your way down as you exhale. Choose your back bend on the inhale. Downward dog. Left foot comes forwards. Right knee down. Left hand on the knee. And inhale, bring the right arm over. Lift both arms up. And place both hands down. Lift the back knee. Lightly step forwards. And inhaling, come all the way up. And exhale, hands to your heart. And take a moment now, maybe one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. To gather yourself, to come to your breath. To feel the earth beneath your feet. Breathe. And then if you'd like to meet me, standing in the middle of your mat, facing the long end of your mat. And we will take our feet about 1 meter apart. Right foot turns out. So this is an external rotation on the right. Left might be gently internally rotating. I want you to really fire up your legs and then reach out to the right. Strong legs. And keep that left shoulder back as you eventually hinge. So just like in gate pose, you don't need to touch the floor at all. Just come to where's comfortable and where you don't start rolling forwards with that left shoulder. And then when you're ready, lift up the left arm. And try lifting your toes off the floor, but lifting the kneecaps up the thighs. You really engage the leg muscles. And can you feel the length in the side body? Right and left. And can you feel an expansion here in the chest? Breathe. Eyes can be down or up. And do you feel heavy in the pelvis or do you feel buoyant? Take one more breath in. As you exhale, look down to the right, bend in that knee, and then inhale, come up. And take your feet a little bit wider apart, toes pointing out. Lift your arms up, inhale, and exhale, come into goddess pose. So you're really encouraging your knees to be in line with your ankles. Drop the tailbone. Take your arms out wide. Have a little squeeze of the shoulder blades. Inhale. Exhale, right arm over the left for Garudasana, eagle arms. Keep softening in the shoulders as you keep dropping. And breathe here a few breaths. Can you feel the rebound from the floor? Really push into the feet and feel the lift. One more inhale, and as you exhale, lift into your star. Take an inhale here, and then we'll bring ourselves to prepare for triangle to the left. Left toes are out. And then we reach with the torso and that left arm as long as possible before we hinge. Legs are super strong. And then maybe lift up the right arm. And breathe. Lift the toes and really engage the kneecaps. So you lift the kneecaps, you engage the thighs. And breathe into that extending right side of the body. So we're never ever pushing ourselves beyond a certain softness in the pose. We're not striving here. We're exploring sensation in the body. We're exploring what a shape does to our breath. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, look down to the left, bend a little bit into that knee. And inhale, come up, find your star. And exhale, come into goddess, left arm over the right. If that is good for you. And it's really fine. You can move around in your goddess, really stir around, feel the pelvis. Drop the tailbone. And breathe. Building heat in this practice. Take a breath in. And on the exhale, spread into your star. Take a breath in from your feet up to your fingertips. And on the exhale, step gently to the front of your mat. Fantastic. On an inhale, take a step with the left foot. Quite a bigger stride now. Your left foot's in at 45 degrees. Your right heel is in line with the instep of the left foot. Bend into that right knee and bring your elbow to the knee. And keep rolling that left shoulder back. And then bring the arm over your ear. Parsvakonasana, side angle pose. And choose, do you want to stay here? Or do you want to take your right hand to the floor? Either inside or outside the foot. But I'm most interested in you spinning the chest and see if you can look past your left armpit. And breathe. Take one more breath in. Exhale, look down. Left hand to your hip. Inhale, bring yourself gently up. And we'll take those two poses to the other side. There's one pose, wasn't it? I think I've missed out a pose. Okay, bend into the left knee. Drop the left elbow on the knee. Roll the right shoulder back and then bring the arm over the ear. Choosing how deep you want to come into the parsvakonasana on this side. Maybe your hand comes to the floor. And you keep encouraging that front knee out to the left. Try not to let it fall into the middle. So you fire up the back leg. And then you look under your right armpit, spinning the chest. Never compromise your breath for the pose or sacrifice your breath for the pose. Notice the breath. Inhale. Exhale, look down. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your hips. And take your heels out, toes in. I want you to really feel the back, the front of the pelvis here as you lift the spine up in an inhale, lovely and buoyant. And then exhale, hinge forwards. Lead with the heart. Separate your sitting bones out behind you. You can even take your hands to your sitting bones and encourage them apart. And then either stay with a flat back and your hands in front of you, or draw your hands in between your feet. And like we did before, test what it's like to roll onto the front of the foot, the back of the foot, and drop the shoulders, relax the neck and the head. 5 of the deepest breaths you've yet taken. We're decompressing the spine and we're reintroducing space symmetrically into the pelvis after those asymmetrical poses. Breathe. One more full breath in and a long breath out. Beautiful poses, by the way, looking fantastic. And then from your prasarita, from your forward fold, gently walk your hands around towards the front of your mat so you can bring yourself into a downward dog. And you might want to rest in child. That'll be absolutely fine. You might want to breathe a few breaths in dog. Or you might fancy a little vinyasa. Keep the spine moving. You might want to come into your plank. Choose your way down to the mat. Choose your back bend. And then we meet back in a downward dog. Please listen to your body. And then we'll all, whether you're there or not, please everybody come down to child's pose for a few breaths. And let everything go here. Can you feel the tissues softening around all of your bones? It's really spacious in the brain. And breathe. And really soften the wrists and the hands. Wonderful. And then gently, we're just transitioning to standing. Come to a downward dog. And walk or step the feet forwards and gently come to a standing position. Just got one more little standing sequence just for fun to kind of bring everything that we've been preparing for together. And then we'll come down to the mat to unwind. This is where you might want a brick just ahead of your right foot. So I'd like you to take a step back with your left foot and bring yourself into warrior two. Heel to instep. And keep it light, nice and light in the arms and the shoulders. We've done a lot of strengthening work. So keep it light and take a few breaths. And then bring your left hand to your hip and step the left foot in towards the right. And take your right hand down either to the brick or to the floor. Now look at your right foot. Is it straight? Just come to the tip of your left big toe and then float the left leg up. And this is where all the pelvic inquiry comes in. Can you drop the left side of the left hip down a bit so you've got nice flat back of your pelvis facing the ceiling? And then see what it's like to peel that open. You can close it again. And you'll keep going with that inquiry, and then your right knee can be a little bit bent if you need it to be. And maybe at some stage you really spin the chest, you really push through that left heel, and then you lift the left arm. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. And there's no right or wrong thing to do with the left hip. That's why I want you to feel what's right for your body. Can you feel your left shoulder blade on the back? Take a breath in and then exhale, drop your left hand down and now really drop the left hip. So your left leg is out behind you. And see if you want to have a little play in standing split, which is not one of my favorite poses. Maybe you can lift the left leg, draw your head towards the knee. Maybe even hold the right leg with the right hand to help draw you in. Maybe you really point those left toes, inhale, and then exhale, place the left foot by the right and gently come to standing. Feel the whole body. Everyone okay? Can I have a little signal from somebody? Oh, thank you, Polly. Thank you, Sarah. Let's take warrior two to the left. Take your brick to the left as well, if you used one. So we're building this block for all the classes is building stamina and strength. So you can probably feel that going on here. My muscles are definitely speaking to me. Okay, so you know what's coming. Just relax and soften into your warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2. And then right hand to your hip as you slide the right foot in a bit. Lightly drop the left hand as you float the right leg up. And again, just open and close that right hip, peeling open. Feeling your way until you feel like you want to stay a few breaths. Lift up the right arm. Only if that's right for you. Your left foot needs to be really straight. And there's a sense that you're lifting and expanding up from the earth. Breathe. Take one more in breath and exhale, bring yourself ready for that standing split. So you can start and you might stay with that right leg parallel with the floor. Or maybe walk your hands further into the foot and lift the leg, lift it as if from the navel. Breathe. One more breath in. And then delicately place the right foot by the left and gently roll yourself up. And just take a moment to feel the body. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Notice the quality of your breath. And we're going to come down to the mat, and you might want to just sit straight down, or you might like to join me for one last little vinyasa. Inhaling. As we lift, exhale, fold. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, just step back to downward dog. If you want to take a plank and a black bend, do. I'm just going to stay in downward dog. Drop the knees together or apart, your knees, and then come to a few more breaths in child. Totally soft now in the forehead, the back of the neck, the back of the chest, the back of the pelvis. Probably quite a good idea, because of what we've been doing with half moon, to take your knees really quite far apart. We want to really breathe space into the back of the pelvis here and drop into the buttocks and the hips. And coming to the top of a full breath in, pause and then exhale, mouth open. And take 2 or 3 more like that. Releasing in the jaw, soft in the back of the throat. Lovely. And then very gently bringing yourself to sitting with your, we'll come into cow face legs, so, or shoelace. So you could take the left leg over the right. It's quite a nice antidote to all that expansion and opening, to just kind of bring ourselves into a little enclosure here. If you can't feel both sitting bones, and you're kind of all over the place, just release the right leg. It's absolutely fine. And take a moment to, doesn't that feel good to everybody? Can you feel like a sense of energy, a sense of weight pouring down through the lower body into the floor here? And I'm going to give you a few choices. You could stay like this, just sitting with your hands on your knees, eyes closed. You could fold forwards. Or we've already taken eagle arms, but it's quite nice to take them again. If you want to, you're going to take the right arm over the left. And you could just give yourself a hug. You don't need to do the full pose. And do wriggle around a bit, feel what you need, and come into some lovely full breathing here. You might find yourself naturally deepening the breath a little bit, extending the exhalations in particular, this stage in the practice. How soft can you become in all of the tissues of your face now? Taking a full breath in. And as you exhale, release from this side and simply take the right leg over. You might have your left leg extended. You want to be able to feel both sitting bones. And choose any of those options. If you're going to take eagle arms, it's the left arm over the right, but there's no hurry. We've got lots of time. Left arm over the right. And drop into the pose, drop into your experience of the pose. And take a full breath in. And as you breathe out, release. You might want to roll your shoulders. You might want to gently turn your head from side to side. Whatever feels right to release the neck and the shoulders. And then bringing your legs just out in front of you. And let's be really yin-like with this forward fold. So let's just relax the legs. You can even have them a bit apart. You might want to sit up on something. I want to do just a very simple caterpillar here, or parsvakonasana. So we're not going to even lift and reach. We're just going to simply curl forwards. You're not pulling your toes towards you, just allowing your feet and ankles to relax. I want you to really feel a curl and a curve in the upper back. And feel the weight of your arms pulling you down. And breathe. Very simple. Really notice the length of the exhale and the way it dissolves at the end. Really follow that through. And then gently coming up bone by bone. Taking a moment to just feel the body here. And you can take your hands behind you. And I want you to experiment here. Do you want to have your hands wide apart? Or does it work for you to draw your hands close together or touching? What we're looking for here is a little squeeze of the shoulder blades, a lift of the chest. And again, you can also experiment with your hands further away from the body or closer in. What gives you a sense of opening in the chest here? Breathe. One more full breath in and a long breath out. And then bringing your arms so they're stretching out by your sides. And we're going to attempt to come down bone by bone with the spine. So this is a little bit of core strength. We gently roll our way down. See if you can differentiate between each vertebra as it reaches the mat. No strain of the neck though. Until you're lying down. And you might feel that this is where it ends and you want to rest. Or you might like to join me for a happy baby pose. Bringing your knees into your chest, taking them apart, soles of your feet towards the floor. As you hold towards the ceiling, as you hold onto either the outside or the insides of your feet and you pull your knees down towards the floor. And as you continue, although your arms are working, can you really relax in the chest, the throat, the face? It's fine to rock around a little bit side to side, or maybe even peel the sacrum and the lower spine off the mat a little if you want to. See what feels good at this stage. Take a full breath in. And then exhale gently. Bring your knees together, arms out in a T shape, and we'll end with a very simple twist. Just dropping your knees to the left, your eyes to the right. And it's up to you how far up you want your knees. Do you want them up towards the armpit, or do you want to lower them down a bit? Where does it feel like you get the best ease in your twist? And now let go. Super heavy in all your bones, especially in the pelvis. And gently roll your head to neutral. So you lift your right knee and then your left. And we'll just very simply take the twist the other side. Knees to the right, head to the left. Choose how high up you want your knees to be so you get the most release in the spine and the pelvis. And then gently bring your head back to neutral. Lift your knees up. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, curl yourself into a little ball, holding your feet, head towards the knees. Really curl yourself in, inhale, and then release the whole body. Now for Shabasana. Using a bolster if you need one. Making sure you're warm enough. And if you did choose an intention for your practice, invite that back in just to recall it as you drop into your relaxation. I'm just going to leave you in silence as you set your attention free to wander around what's showing up for you right now. And of course, feel free to stay as long as you like in your relaxation. If you are ready to move into your evening, you might like to start taking some deeper breaths. And introducing some gentle movements into the body of your choice, your own little ritual of transition. There's no hurry. Don't feel that just because you're on video you have to come up. It's absolutely fine. Might like to bring your knees into your chest for a little roll around. Maybe a little rest on one side of the body. Maybe meeting me sitting with your eyes closed, hands in front of the heart space. Just to take stock and to observe how you feel now at the end of that practice. Quality of your breath. The overall sense of your body. And your own inner landscape. Taking a full breath in. And as you breathe out, bowing your head chin towards your chest. And using the next breath in to gently lift the head and open the eyes. Namaste. Thank you very, very much for joining me.